Dirk, with everything that went on today and tonight, how were you able to keep your composure and score 30 points?
Well, I was hoisting enough shots to get to 30. Hold on, I gotta lean back. No, I was actually felt really good today. You know, I didn't really know what to expect. The guys were like, "Hey, we're giving you every ball and just have fun and do what you do and score the ball." And I tried. Second half, I got a little colder, but it was a blast being out there, competing, enjoying it one more time in front of obviously a great crowd, and it was rocking from the first minute. So yeah, I had a heck of a time, and definitely gonna miss it.
Dirk Nowitzki, Dirk Timon, Turner, Dallas Sports Fanatic, talked about that moment in the second quarter where they were playing the video of you with helping out at the children's hospitals, and you were holding back tears.
Yeah, Brad got me. Where is he at? That was a good one. Yeah, that's what it's all about. The way the community supported me from day one. It's about giving back, having an impact on and off the floor, and obviously take pride in that. Had great role models in Finn and Nashi, taught me how to act off the floor and be professional off the floor as well as on the floor. So yeah, I got a little emotional there. I actually shot a ball after that. I don't think I saw the rim. I had so many tears in my eyes, but yeah, that was a special moment for sure.
Dirk, what was going through your mind during the post-game ceremony, and did you go into tonight planning on announcing your retirement during that ceremony?
Yeah, so this actually just came about really the last few days, and I had really no idea what to expect. I knew obviously there was some celebration going on after the game, but what got me obviously was the 5 guys coming out. I figured there'll be some videos. And then I looked up there and they showed how I talked about these guys, and I was like, why are we doing this right now? And then I looked around the corner and I see Charles coming out first, and yeah, that made me a little emotional. I mean, obviously those guys I've watched, I idolized all of them. I was a huge NBA fan in the 90s, watched every game, watched every All-Star game, watched every finals. And really, the only guy I was missing was MJ. That was obviously my number one, but everybody else amazing. They even brought Larry Legend. I mean, yeah, that was an emotional moment when I saw all 5 of them, and I was in shock really. And yeah, I gotta say thanks so much, obviously, to Mark and the Mavs organization. They did this right today. I was speechless.
And then were you planning on announcing retirement, or was that just kind of a spur of the moment?
Yeah, it kind of happened the last few days. I still wasn't sure, maybe, but I think it's been a long time coming. I think struggling this year with my foot, that's no secret. It's just not there where it needs to be to compete at a high level for 82 games. I felt actually some of the best today, but we've done a lot of treatment and over the course of the season, pills, injections, and it doesn't make any sense anymore to keep doing that for another season. Even though would love to be there for KP and Luka and all these young guys and have fun with them and mentor them again if I can, but it just doesn't make any sense anymore physically. I think mentally I could still do it. I can always push myself to work out and work hard, but physically the foot is just not quite there. And it really started last season. I had restricted foot mobility, ankle mobility, and I decided to have the surgery because I figured that would help me make some moves again and be a little more explosive. But what ended up happening was with more ankle movement, the arthritis was just showing up too much, and I was in pain most of the year, as you could tell. Sometimes when I was backpedaling, my left foot was kept sinking in. And it was a tough year, but kept plugging through, and I'm glad it's almost over.
Chris Henderson, Mo Sports Talk. I can say on behalf of the media, thank you for your many years
Thank
and giving
you.
us,
Yeah,
giving us the time. And just a quick question. You came in '98, and this city has always been about the Dallas Cowboys. And for the most part, now that we look at our history of sports, you're the greatest athlete to ever play in this city, let alone probably this state. Can you talk about that and just,
Yeah.
you know, how
You know
made
me, I
yourself
don't see it that way. There's been some tremendous athletes come through here. This is a great sports town, as you guys know. There's great sports played through the history here. I'm honored that you say that, but just to be mentioned with some of these guys is an honor for me, and I'm humbled by that. And you know, like I said, I didn't really quite know where this will take me in year one, and through a lot of hard work and support, and I got to where I am now.
Can you give us a sense of what you've been doing since the game ended, besides putting on that pretty suit?
Yeah, I just had a beer with Charles and the guys in the back. I mean, obviously had to see him, and really just paid my respect, and told them all how humbled I was that they all came. And yeah, and that's really it. Then I took
Didn't
a
see your
quick
family or
shower.
anything?
Not yet. I didn't even see my family yet, but most of them are coming down tomorrow to San Antonio. You know, last game, I think, you know, the entire Mavs organization is actually coming down. I bought 300 plus tickets. So I left it all out there tonight, obviously, for my last home game, but I'm going to try to play a little bit tomorrow and still enjoy and hoist a few jumpers. And but tonight for me was, of course, the big night. One more time in front of these amazing fans that have supported me and pushed me over 2 decades. So today I really wanted to go for it, and as you can tell, starting from the beginning, just shot every ball.
You've been in this building for a lot of loud moments, obviously. What was tonight like compared to some of those playoff games and game winners and comebacks? What was tonight like?
Yeah, I mean, it was almost playoff atmosphere. You know, when I walked in the gym, how many cameras were there? You know, it was a playoff finals atmosphere, and then you know the fans usually show up a little later, and nobody's really there at the jump ball. You know, it's kind of slowly trickling in, but man, they were there by the time we played that little video. The announcing was awesome already with the light show, and then like I said, from the beginning on, it was a great atmosphere, and every time I came in or touched the ball, I heard them, and they kept pushing me, and I was already tired after 2 minutes, you know. I mean, I haven't shot the ball or did that many moves all season, really. So I told coach to stop me after 2.5 minutes, but you know, actually felt pretty good going through the game.
Roy White here with 105.3 The Fan. Dirk, I'm sure you haven't had a ton of time to think about what your next chapter will be, since you said the decision to retire just came up over the last couple of days. But Chuck said after the game that he thinks he could finagle a way to get Shaq or Kenny out of the picture if you were interested in broadcasting. Would you think about joining your idol on the TNT set at some point in the future?
Yeah, well, you know, I don't think so. I don't think the broadcasting is something that I want to do. But honestly, I want to clear my head. I want to travel. I want to enjoy my family that's sacrificed so much over the last years, and see my kids, and then go from there. I mean, I'm sure after a year or two doing that, something has to still come and find my passion. But I'm sure I'll stick around the Mavericks somehow. You know, they've allowed me to play the sport that I love for such a long time, and so we're always going to be part of this community and probably this franchise as well.
You feel like the squad's in good hands now? You passed the baton?
Yeah, I mean, you know, the last couple of years were rough. I mean, you guys know that. But I think we did some nice moves. Luka and KP are 2 young guys that the sky's the limit. You know, 2 guys you can build around, 2 guys that should play off each other very well, different positions, different skill sets, different obviously height and different positions. So I think they should gel well together. And we got some other interesting young pieces. I thought Dwight had an amazing season for us, and he'll be great, and hopefully keep Maxey and Dodo and some of the other guys. Brunson was a find this year. I mean, I can go on and on. So I think we're heading the right direction. You know, just you keep adding, you keep working, and I'm sure Mark and Donnie and Finn and all these guys in charge now, they're going to make great decisions.
Couple more for Dirk.
Dirk, I think one of the indelible images of the post-game ceremony was Rick's daughter coming and giving you a big hug. What was that moment like for you, and how hard was it for you to kind of keep composure during that whole
Yeah, I saw she had some tears in her eyes. You know, I've known her ever since she was little. You know, so yeah, that was really cool, and I gave her a big old hug. But like I said, the entire ceremony, I didn't know what to expect, and was surprised by it all. And so it was emotional. And since I made the decision, I've had a few emotional breakdowns, mostly at home. Even the day putting on the suit, wife came back, and I broke down a little bit. So it's been an emotional time. But actually, during the ceremony, I gotta say, somehow I held it together with my breathing and try to think about something else. So that's how I kind of got through it.
So Rick talked about Bryce Patrick with Mavs Moneyball. Rick talked a little bit about Weird Guy Cody and sticking you with a bunch of needles and how impressed he is with all the work that you put in off the court that people don't see. Can you shed a little bit of light about what all you've gone through to make sure that you're staying healthy and fit in this last season and the hard work you've put in?
Yeah, you know, like I mentioned, it was a tough year for me, but I had amazing staff. As we know, our training staff is amazing with Casey and Dion and Spangs and all these guys. Obviously, try to keep me healthy. We've been with most of them for 15 plus years, and they're never afraid to try something new. And you know, whether it's a yoga or different massage therapies or you know, the dry needling that I started this year, which was obviously no fun, but it worked for me and it got me through. And so yeah, it takes a lot at 40, whatever, to get ready every night. And then obviously with the foot pain at times, that just took a little bit of a fun away from the sport I love. You know, so I think that actually made the decision easier for me. You know, for example, I played in Gold State, which was probably my best game of the year, and I shot a fadeaway there in the second half, and I felt a shooting pain in my ankle, and I kind of limped back. So even though we did all this stuff, it was just not enough to really for me enjoy this year, and so I think it was the decision for me is kind of made.
You said you didn't want, this is Clarence to start talking. You said you didn't want a farewell tour. The way it ended tonight and with all the fanfare, could you think of a better way to go out like you had tonight?
You know, the whole farewell thing that, like I said, would just kind of happen on the fly. I mean, I've been talking about it the last few weeks, how it kind of happened there before Charlotte when we were winning, and at the end of the game, the fans were starting, "We want Dirk," start chanting, and then, you know, it kind of took off from there. And, you know, the fans must be thinking, you know, the way he's moving, there's no chance he's coming back. You know, that had to be their mindset, and then it was awesome. But then try to enjoy everything, even though, you know, some of the daily grind wasn't that much fun. But I try to enjoy my teammates, the fans, the interactions, the community stuff, and so, you know, talking with the teammates on the road trip and the buses. And just enjoying these guys, and because I know that's something I will miss, you know, the camaraderie, the competition. That's something I'll always miss. And I talked to Cardinal was here today, and I talked to him last night a little bit, and I said, "Hey, Cards, do you miss it?" And he said, "Only if I'm awake. If I'm sleeping, I'm good." So I know that I'll miss the heck out of it, out of everything, but. You know, it's time.
Thank you guys.